Talk us through the changes that are happening today.
Well, Tom, as of the 1st of October, venues will be moving towards a 1 per 2 square metre rule instead of 1 per 4. Now, that will give venues more flexibility to seat extra customers in their outdoor spaces. Now, for official outdoor gatherings as well, we will see 1,000 people able to gather, up from 500, provided the organisers have COVID-safe plans in place. For our stadiums, capacity will increase from 50% to 75%, just in time for the AFL Grand Final, of course. The Queensland Premier this morning said this is because Queenslanders have done the right thing and kept COVID cases low.
We're on top of the health response, which means now we can help the economy recover more, which means more people are allowed into these venues, which means more staff can come on as well. So hopefully we'll see people back to work as part of our economic plan for recovery.
Meanwhile, Julia, this war of words over ADF support at the Queensland-New South Wales border just continues.
Well, Tom, we saw our Deputy Premier Stephen Miles come out to his press conference yesterday armed with a number of documents he said were letters that our Premier had sent to the Prime Minister asking for an extension of ADF support at our border. Now, he had some very strong words against our Federal Treasurer, Josh Frydenberg. He accused him of lying, accusing Josh Frydenberg of saying that he never received that request for extra support. Josh Frydenberg said that this was a foolish comment to make, and he had some very strong words as well in an exclusive interview on Sky News yesterday. Stephen Miles this morning, though, came out swinging again.
He accused us of making up that the Defence Force were being used as a pawn in the border war against Queensland. That was the quote. He said it was garbage. Now, that's not garbage. I think you can very clearly see that they are discriminating against Queensland. They continue to provide Defence Force support to other states.
Peter Dutton's also had a lot to say on this topic, Tom, and he was speaking on Breakfast TV this morning, supporting the federal government's criticism of Queensland's border closure.
Why wouldn't we call it out? It was just unfair and it was unjust, and it's now changed. And as we said before, it was never based on medical or health advice. It was always based on the fact that Queensland is going to an election in a few weeks' time, and the Premier was desperate to make sure that there was no outbreak in Queensland. There was no common sense, there was no compassion, and the Premier has been caught out, and we were right to.
The Queensland government say that the big issue here is that as we prepare to open to more of northern New South Wales by the end of the month, we could be left scrambling to find more police officers at the border. We also know today, Tom, Queensland is reopening to the ACT. It means Canberra residents will have to fly here. They won't be able to drive because that would mean passing through a COVID hotspot.